Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to your July Intuitive Energy Update. My name is Lyle. This is my channel here on YouTube. You can find me on social media at Wisdom of the Heart on Facebook, MeWe, and Instagram. So, thank you so much for being here. If you haven't yet, please hit the subscribe button and give me a thumbs up down below. It really just supports this channel in growing, and I appreciate your support. To all of you who bought me a coffee last month, and those of you who bought my son and I breakfast, thank you so much. I appreciate your support via donations. And for all who booked energy check-ins with me and readings last month, thank you so much. It's been a really great month, and currently, as of today, June 30th, I am all caught up. So that feels great going into this new month. So as we go into this new month, I have really been guided to do something a little different, and I actually began recording this message yesterday and then was interrupted. So my guides have said to just start all over again. So I'm going to do that. And what we're going to be doing for this month is something called a collective soul message. And so for a lot of my one-on-one clients and a lot of times in the moon circles, I'll do a collective soul message. And then of course I do soul messages one-on-one with clients. So they really encouraged me to do that for us this month. And a couple of the things that were coming through yesterday as we got started, we weren't too far into it before I was interrupted. So first of all, we have the third of the Trinity of eclipses, which started back on June 5th. We had a lunar eclipse on June 5th. We had a solar eclipse on the 21st, right after the solstice. And then we're going to have our third and final eclipse, which will be a lunar eclipse on the 5th of July. And so this whole trinity of eclipses is really, it's been intense. And let's face it, 2020 has been an intense ride. And I'm just going to put it out there right now. It is not going to ease up in the back half of the year. And in fact, we're going to see things ramp up again come the fall, anywhere between probably more October and November until after the election in the United States. It's going to be crazy. And it's all a smokescreen, and it's most of what we are seeing in the mainstream is just a perpetuation of deception and lies. And so we would be wise and advised in our own life to turn off the mainstream media and to go deeper into our hearts. And that really feels like what July is. July is really asking us. So with this trinity of eclipses, when we come up to this eclipse on the 5th of July, and it's important to know that whenever you connect with these messages, I trust they will be supportive to you and relevant, because when it comes to messages direct from spirit, direct from source, there is no limitation of time and space. Like truth, divine truth is timeless. So I trust that whenever you're connecting with these, this video, you will feel the relevance of what was shared here. It's 11:44. I like that. So July is really, when we get to this third and final eclipse, it's like we are being asked to close the door on the past. Now, that does not mean we can erase his story, the story of the victor in all, throughout time. We are in the midst now of not erasing his story. It's relevant. It brings us to this point. We are at the point where we are each writing her story, the story of resurrection, the story of the rise, the story of the restoration of the divine feminine, the divine feminine and divine masculine in divine union, supporting the divine child to come out and play and create and live from the purity of their beautiful heart. And so July is really asking us to call back our power, all the power we have given away to governments, schools, organizations, families, workplaces, wherever we have given our power away. Freedom of choice. You know, we can't even freely think these days, right? There's somebody out there telling us what to think, what to believe. I say, buzz off. Buzz off. I am a sovereign being of light. You are a sovereign being of light. It is time to stand in your sovereignty as an eternal soul, connected always to Source. So this month there feels to be a lot of solar plexus expansion. First of all, there's a lot of contraction right now within the solar plexus, and there is a lot of, I am feeling, and I've been feeling it with clients, and I've been feeling it collectively as well. There's a lot of anxiety in the solar plexus, unsure of, you know, which way to go, who to trust, all this kind of stuff, as well as tightness, frog, did that, now it's starting, like an uneasiness in the throat. And so again, this is really what I feel for a lot of people tuned in. It's really about this month going deeper within. Deeper within. See if you can really extract the joy out of every day. Playful energy. You know, going out to nature, because I truly feel, and those who have worked with me and have known me for years know that I believe the biggest disconnect for humanity at this time is a disconnect from nature. We have moved so far off the deep end. Everything is like, and even where I live in a very, well, I live in a town, and I'm lucky to have the lake close to me. Urban sprawl, though, is taken over everywhere, and we have a lot of green spaces here in the town I live, which is one of the reasons I love it so much. And now they're talking about this development, and it's just nonsense. It's like, when does the insanity end? And that's what I want you to contemplate and sit with that energy for this month of July. When is this insanity going to end? And I would like to ask you, when you envision Earth 5 years, 10 years from now, what kind of a world do you see? Because it's your responsibility to bring that to life. And for a lot of us, in order to bring our dreams to life, we have to disconnect from the mainstream. We are not going to be supported by the box. We never were. We were, I'm hearing, we were like kind of, I'm hearing the word deported, but we were really controlled and manipulated and entertained and all of this kind of stuff. For what? To get us to where? We're at the point that we are, that we can't think for ourselves? To the point where we are, where people have actually lost their mind and they believe that they're out there fighting for some cause. Fighting for peace and equality is like screwing for virginity. Come on. Like, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And this is where your call to action is this month. You are called to go deeper within, trusting your intuition. For those of you who have been feeling upset in the tummy, this is an opportunity to work with your breath, to work with your intuition, trusting your intuition, because I do feel like there is an opportunity here. We have choices. Each and every one of us have choices. And this is how New Earth is really going to settle in. It is through the choices that we each make. You know, there's a lot of talk for years, 3D to 5D. Well, you know, we forgot about the 4D in the middle, which is where we are now, which is so much angry energy, so much ego energy. It's like this great big cockfight, and it's like ridiculous. And if you are in the fifth dimension, if that is where you feel yourself most of the time, your responsibility, and even those of you trying to make the jump, the leap from 4 to 5, your responsibility is to maintain center point, maintain stability and neutrality via your physical vessel. I'm going like this because it's your spine. It's your spine. Take responsibility for how you're feeling. Take responsibility for what you're bringing to the table. What's going on in your mind? What are you feeling in your body? Because now is so important to get out of your head. Get out of your head, because honestly, that big brain in there, you hardly use it. You hardly use it. Thanks to all to the conditioning, to the fluoride, to the chemicals that we ingest and all of this. I mean, honestly, you'd be wise to trust your heart. And July is a month to trust your intuition. Don't get caught up in the narrative. Don't get caught up in this, this polarized energy, dark versus light. It is a battle. There's a spiritual battle going on the planet. And if we look at like the meat suit battle, white versus black, dark versus light. And I'm not saying that, the meat suits are any indication of where you stand in that. I'm just saying this is a beautiful representation of what it is. Clean up your own shit. We do not, at this point in our evolution, and again, depending on where we are as souls on that evolutionary spiral, there are many of us here who are not here to engage in that because we have healed from that. We have done our part. We have had our experiences in that slave mentality. Let's face it, this is a slave planet. Our spirituality, when was the last time we were free in our spiritual expression? We have been enslaved. Humanity has been enslaved through religion, through governments, through organizations, through families, through generations. This is nothing new. This is nothing new. And if we're still fighting, and if we're still engaged in this really, it's violent. It is violent. And it's not serving the purpose that those, with any level of consciousness, because there's a lot of unconscious energy around right now. What's happening now is not serving any purpose to support the elevation of humanity onto this timeline of truth. So for the collective soul messages, I'm going to just start pulling the cards because there's a lot coming in. So this is the first card that comes out, and it's a number 36, and 36 is a completion. So this is where we are collectively as souls. Collectively, we are at a time of completion, and the completion is what it signifies is the celebration of diversity. Because at the end of the day, you strip us back from this meat suit, and you would not be able to tell what someone's meat suit, what color the meat suit was, what religion they followed, whether they were atheist or agnostic. You would not be able to tell. And so stop. If you are engaged in what is going on the mainstream right now, and the violence that is supporting the continued separation of humanity, stop, and go into your heart. Because we are not here to continue to perpetuate cycles that have been going on for generations. Stop, full stop, and go into your heart. because it's really time that we celebrate our diversity. We celebrate our uniqueness as eternally connected to Source. And there's a lot of movement and there's a lot of beauty here. All the colors of the chakras are here. All the colors of the rainbow are here. It is time for each of us to take responsibility for what is in our heart and shine. Stop being led. I'm seeing and hearing the 3 blind mice. Stop it. You're not a mouse. You're not a mouse. Okay. Wow. So on a spiritual level, so we had 9 and now we have a 10, which is a 1. This is a new beginning and it's a choice point. This is where the separation, the density versus the elevation of humanity, the 3 and 5D separation, which is that leap through the 4D. We've been living in it for quite some time, and we are at an opportunity now that this is a new beginning. That's why I said take some time this month. What would you like to see in the world, 5 years from now, 10 years from now? What kind of a world do you want to be living in? I know the kind of world I want to be living in. What about you? And this talks about trusting your intuition. This talks about, and when I was saying there's a lot of anxiety and anxiety in the solar plexus chakra, this is about the anxiety. A lot of that comes from not trusting what you know and taking action upon it. People have asked me for years, how do you strengthen your intuition? And I said, first and foremost, by trusting it. Because so many times we get feelings, gut instincts, nudges, whatever. We just know, and then we're like, well, that's not really the way I wanted to go. I want to go this way. And so we go that way, and we let that play out. And then we're like, oh man, I should have trusted my intuition. Yes, this is the month to trust your intuition and take action accordingly. This is a new beginning. What would you like to see manifest in your life? And then once you determine what you would like to see manifest, what are the action steps? The action steps that you need to take in your day-to-day life. This is really important. It's really important as we get into the second half of 2020, because like I said, there's going to be, shutdowns again. There's going to be, it's one, they're going to present to us one crisis after another. And yet when we are the center point, when we understand, all of these cards are from Path of the Soul so far. So what I'm using here are 2 decks combined, Path of the Soul and Divine Guidance by Cheryl Lee Harnish. And they're combined together to make 88 cards here in this deck I use. And these 3 have all come from Path of the Soul. This card, I believe, is called Royal Order, Divine Order. It's a number 35, which is 8. We are here seeding, this is so perfect. We are completing a cycle that had us separated and not celebrating diversity and unity and creativity and all of this. We are clearing from that. We are moving into this new beginning where we are trusting and honoring our intuition, our eternal connection to Source, our higher self. And we are letting that all flow in through us, and we are creating joyfully in service to our eternal soul. So we're temporary humans in a meat suit. The meat suit is what makes us temporary. The meat suit is what's temporary. Our energy as a soul is eternal. It's eternal. We've existed before, and we certainly exist beyond the meat suit experience. I mean, honestly, yet we signed up, and we've signed up time and time again for this experience because we signed up for this time, knowing that we are here as children of the earth, as children of Creator, children of Source. We are here to be the embodiment of the Christed light. The Christed light, just like our brother Jesus. That's what we're here for. And it's through the purity of our heart. And this is why July is such an important month. It's like, trust the purity of your heart. Love what's coming up for you. Love what's coming up. Perhaps forgiveness is necessary. Trust your heart, because I feel like this expansion available through unconditional love. It feels like many of you are going to be moving up into the high heart, the thymus gland area. This is where your soul, your multidimensional soul, seeks to express and create through you. Live your truth. Live your truth. Oh, and that fell out. So we'll grab one more. So this is, there's two more here. So, so I'm going to tell you, I did tell you, I started this yesterday. These 3 cards that have come in this position were all cards that were present yesterday and when I started. So again, this is the energy moving through and supporting us. This is another 8, so that's 2 8s so far. Your eternal soul wants you to reclaim your power, to balance yourself through your heart, to ground yourself and connect yourself to Mother Earth. Allow yourself to feel how supported you are, because there's a lot. There's a lot of energy, a lot of activity going on, a ton. And so how are you supporting yourself at this time? This is solar plexus, and this, I feel, is a lot of healing available to the solar plexus. This is reclaiming your power in a peaceful way. This is making choices and decisions that support you here and now today. It is not allowing your ego to run the show. It is allowing your ego to support you in making choices and decisions, while your soul steers your ship. Okay? Lots of incoming energies this month for us. The next card we received is this, and I believe this is called the Third Eye. It's number 13. And we are here. 13 is the number of the divine feminine. It is the number of Mother Earth, Mother Gaia. And this is really asking you, green I always see as the color of the high heart chakra and the multidimensional soul. And this is really saying, sit in that space of unconditional love. So it is important this month to take time in nature, to sit quietly by a stream or by a river or a lake or under a tree, lay down. I know I've been going outside a lot and just like laying on the grass and feeling myself supported. So know that you are supported, and really put into practice things in your daily life that help you to feel supported and actually strengthen your connection to the support that is freely given to you on any given day. Because I believe this one is called the Intuitive Arts Guide. And it is number 38, which is 11. You are here walking a path of mastery. We all are. Some of us will follow it. Some of us will really seek to fulfill our missions in this lifetime. And the way we do this is intuitively through our heart, intuitively through our creations, intuitively through our voice, through the food we eat, through the herbs we work with, right? And I do feel like this is a highly creative month for many people, an opportunity to create something new. What would you like to create through you? What would you like to create through you? Okay, because I've looked at this card, I'm going to pull it, because as I'm saying, what would you like to create through you? This card I see on the bottom of the deck, and it's a number 43, and 43, that's why I'm pulling it, because I see it as a 7, the physical body. What would you like to create through you? And look at this. This came up in someone's reading earlier this week. And all I could see here was like the core of you, me, ourselves, being in here, being in this core of truth. As we are receiving above, we are anchoring below. We draw from below and express above. We are so supported. Again, this feels like a lot of, what am I hearing? Harmonic convergence. Lot of the same energy, solar plexus, sacral. There's a lot of opportunity for healing through the acceptance and honoring of truth, your truth, our shared truth. So let's just see what we, by the end of the month, what we can expect. This is perfect. So another 11. This is, I believe this is called frequency upgrade. I'm feeling it like cellular upgrade. This is what's coming. We are years and years and years ago, back in 2012, and intuitively, the message came through is that we are activating our 12-strand DNA, and people were like, what? And now it's pretty common language. People talk about it a lot. I actually believe it's 13-strand DNA, which we are meant to activate. And so this month feels like a month where there are going to be a lot of activations in our day-to-day life. And it's about, are we going to allow ourselves to be open to receive it? Breathing it in, integrating it. We can't any longer just go, oh yeah, I'm so supported, we feel so supported, and yet then we move on to the next thing. And this is the missing link for many, and including many in the light work community. It's the missing link, the integration component. We must embody, not embody, E-M, embody our experience. And so, yes, we're always receiving. And then if we're just receiving and we're not like anchoring it and connecting it to the earth and integrating, sitting with it for a while before we run on to the next thing, we're missing the point. And we're doing a huge disservice to ourselves as well as the collective of humanity. So integrate, take care of yourself, make sure you're drinking enough fresh water, make sure you're eating enough. I feel like July would be a good time. So there's 3 cards that want to come here. I feel like July would be a good time for a cleanse or a detox in your life. So I pulled some Archangel animal cards. This is really, really good. And the first one that I saw come out was the rat. What year are we in? We are in the year of the metal rat. And the fact that I just said that and laughed, perhaps some of what is being asked of you is a heavy metal detox. Using things like iodine, okay? Diatomaceous earth, charcoal, okay? I feel like some of you, it's time for a detox. The message on the card says, be true to yourself and the universe will reward you. Archangels Gabriel and Zadkiel. And look at that in the middle. It's like, this is your soul print. That's what I feel. This is your soul print. We are here on this spiraling journey. It's an eternal evolution of the soul. Like no beginning or no end, right? This has a beginning and end. And, for many of you listening to this, you may be in the second half of your life experience here. I am. And it's like, it's time to really do what I want to do. Do what you want to do. Make your dreams come true, because you wouldn't have them if you didn't have the ability to manifest them. Heart over matter, mind. And then we got the gray squirrel. It's a cute little thing. Love, love, love. And this little guy says, find new ways of solving problems. Archangel Raphael. Right. this is an opportunity for healing. And this is a huge opportunity for healing on the planet. People just need to get out of their own way and stop allowing themselves to be led by a narrative that doesn't support them, that's not going to care about them at the end of this year, and is just using them as pawns in a very dark game, a dark game of chess. And it is not, do not allow yourself to be used. Stand up for yourself. I'm not saying stand up to anyone, stand up for yourself. Right now it's about integration and embodying the truth, your truth, the truth you know. Stop being led by a false narrative that doesn't care about you, me, or humanity, really. Okay, and finally, yes, we get the kangaroo, and it says, be a force for good. Archangels Raphael, Gurisa, and Sandalphon. I know Sandalphon. I've never heard of those other two. And this is so cool. It's speaking to me. This feels very high vibe. And it's like, be a force for good. Be a voice for good. Working with the crystal energies. A kangaroo feels very, to me, like maternal, right? They carry their babes in their little pouch. Feels very maternal, trusting their heart, really caring for the community. And this is what I feel like, this is where I see us going, or at least those who are a part of my soul tribe, is like growing communities together, not living in smart cities, like connected to, all these grids, going off grid and living in communities where all are nurtured, all are appreciated for their uniqueness and their gifts, all are honored and celebrated for what they bring to the table, and diversity is celebrated. I feel guided to share this guidebook message. I've never seen the kangaroo before. I haven't used these cards for very long. So, okay, I'll read the whole thing. So it's from this book by Diana Cooper, and it says, act as a peaceful warrior. Aww, right, so perfect. These unique animals incarnated from Nagale, the ascended aspect of Mars, at the same time as the Aborigines, to ground the energy of wisdom and the golden age of civilization. Mars is like the planet of war, right? Right? Like, Mars. And we see that. We are here to ascend, connect to our higher aspects of self, which, again, like I said, fighting for peace is like screwing for virginity. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. We must be the embodiment of the peace we seek, right? To ground the energy, wisdom, and wisdom of the golden civilization of Lemuria. They are tuning into the etheric libraries within Lemurian crystals. So if you have a Lemurian seed quartz, would be great to work with through this month. Any crystal, actually. If you do have a Lemurian seed quartz, you may want to pull it out. Any quartz or any crystal is absolutely sufficient as well. Lemurian crystals to access information to help us move into the new golden age. Kangaroos love this planet and all of nature, and they use their kundalini, vital energy force, to bound around so that the fragile soil structures of Australia is not damaged. As healers, they can draw light from the cosmic heart to heal the ley lines wherever they go. They are connected to the great archangels Raphael, Gurisa, and Sandalphon to work within the earth, the center of the earth. Kangaroos are peaceful warriors. Their qualities include courage, leadership, and power. And balanced with this, feminine virtues of love, tenderness, and wisdom. They birth incredibly tiny joeys and must care for their vulnerable offspring. This develops their instinct to protect those weaker than themselves. So the guidance of this card, and so here's the guidance for all of us from Kangaroo for the month of July 2020, or whenever you're listening. This is a card of wise, balanced, compassionate leadership. Be a peaceful warrior and an upholder of justice and equality. Particularly help those who are vulnerable. Treat our beautiful planet with respect and love, then nature will support you. At the same time, you are invited to tune into the information and knowledge held within the Lemurian crystals. So those of us who have Lemurian seed quartz are important. It feels important to bring them out and work with them this month if you haven't connected with them in a while. You may not be consciously aware that you are receiving light when you think about or hold one of these sacred crystals. Nevertheless, a download of keys and codes for the new golden age is being transmitted to you and will enable you to ease your journey through life. Be open to receiving it. What a beautiful message. And it really just feels like July is a month to be open to receive. Release in the coming week what needs to be released, and then allow yourself to open to receive all the new love and support that is available to us. Release the past with love and gratitude for all that was. And it's really time to move forward, creating the new golden age of Gaia through our beautiful hearts. So my beautiful friends and family, thank you so much for tuning in. I wish you all a blessed wrap up to this eclipse season and a joyfully creative July 2020. We are, we're in this together, and yet it is what we do on our own in our homes that really truly matters. And so thank you for doing your part. Don't forget, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment down below. Please, please, please subscribe if you would like to support me and the work I'm doing. And you can visit my website and book a reading or a healing session with me. You could always donate. There's a little donate button up in the banner on this YouTube page, and you can buy me a coffee, or you can buy my son and I breakfast, like that was done for us last month. That was so nice. Anyways, I'm just really happy you're here. Thank you for all your love and support, and I wish you an abundantly blessed July 2020. Until next time, everyone, take good care of yourself. I see you, I feel you, I love you, and I thank you for being here now. Take good care.